I'm Skylar Darrigan. Dis is Siel Soektog. Ek is liefde, ek is lig. Vat 'n bietjie van my sig. I'm love, I'm light. Here take some of my sight. Today is episode 8 of Siel Soektog, and we have a very special guest, Justin, who's going to share some of his personal experiences with us. Trigger warning, we will be talking about suicide, so if you do not feel comfortable or if you are not emotionally stable to listen to this podcast, please listen to it at another time. Welcome, Justin.
Hello, how's everyone doing?
Tell us why you're here today.
Well, for starters, I need to tell a very important story about suicide and having a friend that I've lost because of it.
Okay, so I made a call to action on social media and I asked people to contact me if there was something that they would like to speak about regarding mental health, or if there were stories that they would like to share. And Justin reached out to me, and now we are here today to listen to his story. So, how do you view mental health? Is it important that we discuss it as much as we discuss rugby, celeb news, and town gossip?
Yes, I think it should be a conversation that you can have around a table, as in everyday life, as something you can openly talk about and not feel judged. Not feel judged, and knowing that you can speak about it, landing on open ears.
How do you think you would put this topic on the table, or how do you think this can become normal part of conversations, like you've mentioned, around the table, at the braai area, when you're playing sports? How can we implement this? How would you do this with your friend group?
I would first try raise more awareness around the subject, make it more openly accessible, make it feel as though it's a safe place, firstly with your surrounding friends, and make sure it's an easy topic to talk about.
Okay. So tell us about your friendship with your late best friend who unfortunately lost her life to suicide.
It's a very, very sad thing to know that your best friend, someone close to you, has gone, and you kind of wish that you could have done something about it or picked up the signs that she was going through something, and you just feel guilty. But there should be some things to talk about and pick up once you're with that friend.
Why was that friendship important to you and your mental health?
Well, for starters, we had each other's back from a very young age. We looked after each other. I'll go to her place for the weekend, she'll come to mine, and it was the most amazing thing that anyone could ever ask for. And it helped a lot knowing that you can have someone that has your back and you can count on to talk to and be there for you.
I think you told me that you were friends for about 10 years, is that correct?
Yeah, I think we met each other when we were 13, 14.
Okay, and you're 24 now?
Yes.
Okay. So, what should best friends do and not do? You mentioned that friends should not play therapists, but instead make time for each other and be a safe space. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
It's not easy to talk to somebody when they're down and you want to feel like you need to give advice, it should be more of lending an open ear or having the question of saying, do you need me to listen or do you need advice? And just basically sorry, I forgot what it was.
Okay.
There's a few things that you can do as a friend of somebody that you think is going through or is going through something very tough and going through a dark place. And some of those things are just having an 8-minute call, taking 8 minutes out of your day and just being there on the phone, or take them out for a coffee, talking with them, take them to a different environment where you both share a memory, or go somewhere else. You might not be happy in that moment, in that environment. It's just to change the scenery is the second one. I'm trying to say. And the don'ts would be, don't ignore the fact that they're going through something, and actually acknowledge the fact that it's actually serious. It might not be serious in your eyes. Just be there to listen and hear them out, because you might stamp on their ideas what's going on at the moment. Just be there, be that person that they really need, in all essence.
Can we talk about social media? Because some people, they sometimes publicly cry for help.
Yes.
Instead of directly messaging you, telling you, I'm having a bad day, someone broke up with me, I lost my job, I've been diagnosed with cancer. Instead of texting someone or calling someone, they would rather go and publicly post some sad post. Sometimes it's even a happy post, because they're acting as if nothing is wrong. So how can you look at your friends to see, is this person acting in character or are they acting out of character? Should I pay attention to what they're posting online?
Well, yeah. There's a lot of things going on with social media, especially nowadays with teenagers getting into cyberbullying, and that can be really depressing as you see what's going on. Mostly teenagers would doom scroll and start comparing themselves, and that just sends them into a state where nobody knows if they need to reach out, and they go and probably send out a fake post, as you say.
Yes.
Saying everything's fine. Meanwhile, behind the phone, you're crying in a dark corner.
Yes.
And you're posting as though everything is suddenly fine.
Yes.
And also on the other side, when you're posting something sad, and people just might see it as a cry for attention.
Yeah.
Because you crave that attention.
Yeah.
But sometimes, like 9 out of 10, you might say, 7 out of 10 maybe, it's actually really true, and they have no one to speak up.
Yes.
And that's the sad part, is that you can't really judge what the intention was behind it.
Yes.
You should lend an opening ear no matter what, but I mean, social media has a different side of things. I still believe that it should be there for e-commerce and brand marketing and making business.
But I think, unfortunately, especially Gen Z, they mostly communicate through photos and emojis.
Yeah.
They don't express themselves in an articulate way or in an effective way for my generation. I'm a millennial. So it's very difficult to know if you, who's 24 years old, if you're posting every day about how grateful you are to life and you're going to the rugby match and you're going to this rock concert, I would think you are fine if I was a Gen Z. But if I knew your character as a millennial, I would be checking in.
Yes.
So I think it's also the way that we communicate, not only ourselves, but communicate with each other. You should have an agreement with your friend to say, let's check in once a month.
Yes.
Let's check in if you haven't posted in a while. Okay? Let's check in. That should be the norm.
I mean, there is some signals that you can pay out for.
Yeah.
And that's probably one of them.
Yeah. Because we think that, okay, I'm tired, I'm going to contact them tomorrow. And then you wake up tomorrow and that person is gone. Then what do? You didn't take the first initiative, and that now leaves you with a lot of, like you said, guilt.
Yeah. I mean, with that, if there's agreement, you're gonna call every day at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
And you stick by it. And, I mean, it can be emotionally taxing on a
Yes.
person to have to always be there.
Yes.
Like we were saying earlier,
Yes.
being somebody's therapist. It's very emotionally taxing on a person, and mentally, you're gonna have to be strong yourself to take that on. You can't always fall into that trap. But at the same time, you get scolded for not being there for that person.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can come to some sort of agreement, and I don't know. You can't pay attention to some of the signs. I'm not sure what they could be. I haven't really looked into it, but if you notice something's off,
Yeah.
like you say, they haven't posted it in 2 days or something.
Yeah.
Check in.
Yeah. So how has the loss impacted you? And what emotions have come up?
Well, when I first heard about the news, I was still in America, and I didn't really believe it. I think that's one of the first stages of grieving.
Yes,
denying.
denial.
Yeah. And just kind of believing that she'll be there when you come back.
Yeah.
It's not true. Shouting at all the friends saying, why are you lying to me?
Yeah.
And then nowadays, I still feel kind of bad about that. And feel guilty that I didn't notice or wasn't here back in South Africa,
Yes.
here in Stellenbosch,
Yeah.
knowing that I might have been the cause for it, or it was my fault. And I'm still trying to shake off that kind of feeling to this day. And it happened a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I mean, when it first happened, I could barely get out of bed.
Yeah.
I changed my job. I wasn't struggling. I couldn't talk about it. I was very silent. I didn't want to talk to my family.
Yeah.
I felt like I lost the biggest part of my life.
Yeah.
I mean, she was the best friend.
Yeah.
And we grew up together for 10 years. And, the circumstances. I still feel that I could have done something more.
I can completely understand all the feelings that you're feeling. I also lost someone close to me during COVID. That was like a brother to me. And The last time we saw each other, he told me let's party, but not go out, just dance in the house and eat kuier and eat nice food, because soon he won't be able to do it. And we had fun. He cooked dinner, and when I came home, I told myself, I'm going back to that. I know that I'm going back to that. He's gonna get healthy. I'm gonna come back. We're gonna party again. And he passed away during COVID, and I had to say goodbye to him over a video call.
Sorry.
And it's like you said, I can't believe it's true. It's now been 4 years, and I still don't believe it's true. I still believe when I go back, he's going to be there waiting for me. And that's not the case. So I understand your feeling, and I admire you for expressing yourself and allowing yourself to feel those feelings and to deal with those feelings at your pace, and to not bottle up or rage out at people or get angry. Allow yourself to feel those feelings.
I mean, it's been one of my ideas during COVID that teenage mental health has, I think I saw some statistic, it's getting worse, but like it's worse than mental care people from the 70s.
Yeah.
The statistics, the numbers are drastically changed.
It's very high.
And people don't talk about it as much.
It's very high. It's because of our society's view of masculinity, where you're supposed to be strong and don't have any feelings, or if you do have feelings, you have to bottle them up or be aggressive about it. But that's not healthy. That's not what men need. I don't think that's what men need anymore.
Yeah, and letting go of that whole old and traditional way of gotta be strong, stern.
Yes.
Or I think that's how the older generation.
Yes, and men don't cry. Men
don't
cry.
cry, yeah.
Men cry, and it's okay.
Yeah.
It's totally okay. And I'm glad that you're speaking about it, because your generation is learning from our generation and the generation before, and you can see the mistakes we make and you can see the progress we make. So start that conversation and see where it goes. See what your male friends start saying. Maybe you develop new hobbies, maybe you develop new talents, because you're simply sitting in a space where you can have a beer or two and say, listen here, I had a really bad day and I just want to vent. Or I had a really bad day, tell me a joke. So I can feel better.
I mean, that's where I come in and say the 8 minutes. I think I saw a reel.
Why 8 minutes?
From a video I saw,
Yeah.
It basically said all you need is that 8-minute conversation with someone close to you.
Okay.
Just to change
To change your perception,
or just
lift your mood.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it's like I think it's 6-second or 8-second hug, or 20-second hug. I don't know how many seconds, but they say the same thing. If someone just gives you a hug for that amount of time, it immediately calms down your system.
Yeah,
So I don't think men are going to start hugging each other all randomly.
Oh no, I hug my friends. I mean,
Okay.
they need more.
They usually fist bump and high five, but I think the 8-minute call is a good thing. Hop on a video call, go on Zoom, tell each other a joke, vent about your boss, but do it in a safe space.
Yeah.
And do it in a healthy way where you're not overburdening each other, You're not playing therapist. You're not responsible for each other, because that is what we learn when I was in therapy. That is what I had to learn, because I always believed that I was responsible for everything and everyone because of certain environments that I was in. But as I grew older, it was taught to me, and examples were given to me where it's actually not your responsibility. If you see someone doesn't have money, it's not your responsibility to give it to them. But you could maybe tell them, here's a resource that you can access and you can get money. Or here's an idea to start a business and you can get money. You're not responsible to give that person money. So in the same way, men shouldn't be responsible for other men's feelings, but you should be safe houses for each other.
Lending hand.
Lending a hand, yes.
Open ears.
Lending them a hand, lending them some ears, opening your mind. Okay?
Ja, daar is wel echt goed aan terug.
So Justin, is there anything else that you wish to share to our listeners after today's conversation?
There's a few things. For starters, be a good friend to the people who you're around with. I mean, it could be the janitor in your school, to the principal, to your best friend that you see every day. I think there's a movement that's going around, or general consensus of unity. Everyone has to unite into one mindset. And if we can add into that equation being more friendly and polite, because humans have feelings, and you can't dismiss anything. You might think it's crazy, you might think it's silly. Like, one person might cherish a bee's life, and they see how much bees are dying a year, and you say, oh, that's silly. Just be friendly, because you don't know their story. You don't know what they're going through. They might have this fake smile on every day.
Yeah.
And be mindful. And I also have something on the brighter news. I have something in the works regarding mental health awareness.
Okay.
Not giving away too much things,
Yes.
but regarding mental health and creating that safe place, that realm, almost like a social media platform.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've already said too much.
I'm excited, Justin. That is good news. We're here to support you. Today we are sitting in the busy Andringa street, so people, excuse the noise, just flow with it. We're having a conversation. We tried it out, hopefully it works. But I'm excited for you, and you're welcome to come back another time and tell us more about that. But also know that you can be proud of yourself for this step that you've taken, and progress is good.
One step at a time.
Yes, it doesn't have to happen immediately, it just has to happen. And I think that is what happened here today. In a 20-minute conversation, like you said, the person that you're talking to might have come to you with a heavy heart, but they can now leave lightheaded, happier, free, more comfortable. And if that is what this episode can do for others today, we hope that it can do that more often. So thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thanks.